Hello adventurers to the Hades stream, a bonus stream if you wish. We should be having the game up right about now, hopefully. There it is. I'm tinkering with having an intro. The game might be a bit loud since this is a new game, so probably the settings are all over the place. I might have to tweak those. Also, you're probably having a lot of... There we go. We'll be there now. Imagine that whole part had quite a bit of bleed through, which again is my issue. I'm still learning, I hope. Or I'm doing fine. One of those. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have a fairly short stream, probably like an hour or so, of Hades. I'm gonna be doing a new phase. I've been playing the game quite a lot on my own, but I want to record playing it as with all my other streams. The VODs will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. You can find in the description for the Twitch page. Let me know how the volume is. I can imagine the game is probably quite loud. I might actually just default to lowering it and then maybe up it a bit if we decide that it's too quiet. Probably better than trying to shout over it without knowing that I'm actually having to do that. So again, let me know how the volume is if you are able to. Otherwise, as said, I've played the game, so it's by no means a blind playthrough. I don't know everything about the game, but I know quite a lot, and I'm just gonna be doing a fresh save for the stream to hopefully give some entertainment. As you can see, I have a save with 44 attempts. I'm fairly sure only like 4 of those were successful. It's a roguelike, so you fail quite a lot, and that's fine, because when you fail you get more stuff to hopefully do better next time. I'm just gonna do an empty save slot over here. I might do this, although I don't know how the Pact of Punishment, as far as I'm aware, is something you can turn on and off on your own anyway. Like, you don't have to choose any of the modifiers there. But then again, I think the Pact of Punishment is something in the storyline.
Few tales are told of Hades, whose very name inspires fear and penitence, reminding us of the inevitable fate which we all share. I, however, mean to tell you such a tale. Listen carefully.
Goodbye, Father.
So I'll just stick to as pure of a experience as possible.
To hell with this place.
I am playing most likely suboptimally using a mouse and keyboard, but honestly, for some reason, for these kinds of games, that's my preferred control scheme. I don't know why. I know, like,
I'm leaving. Try and stop me.
You know, probably using a controller would give me a bit more of a precise experience, but I don't know, I'm used to playing with a mouse and keyboard, so I don't really, mind it. This is also a game that should hopefully teach me
There she is. It's got
to...
to be her. Then here goes nothing. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Hopefully helps me speak on the run, since I'm still learning that bit.
Hail, noble cousin. Now, let's get you from that miserable place. I'll see that all of us upon Olympus do our part, beginning here with me.
Alright. I'll just go for attack.
I know you can't hear me all the way where you are, goddess, but thank you.
Basically, the game is about a son of Hades who really doesn't feel like he fits in and decides to run away from home.
Right on cue.
Issue is running from the Tartarus isn't as easy as your normal kids rebellious home escape, and so you gain the help of various other Greek gods and goddesses to help you out of the various levels of Greek hell, basically. And because this is a Souls-like, a roguelike, sorry, being son of Hades, you can't really die, you kind of just get dragged back to home.
Okay. Should fetch me something. Each exit has its own reward.
Oh, I didn't realize we had two different exits. Yeah, basically there are traps which hit you but also can be used against the enemies. I don't think they trigger them, but you can trigger them with an enemy on top of it. And it will deal damage to them. You have several ways of doing damage outside of just your
I found a key.
your weapon. You also have
I
cast.
can't heal myself, but I can fight.
You have a special attack. After a cast, this crystal stays inside of an enemy for a time, and you cannot cast if you don't have the crystals.
Lance.
They stay stuck for a time or until you kill the enemy. Later on, every aspect of your offense can get
They absorbed my blow.
in some way enhanced by the boons from various gods. For example, right now, my boon from Athena grants me that my attacks can deflect, so basically projectiles that I hit with my basic attack get thrown back and can damage the enemy.
This one was bound to show up, I guess. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
You've got quite the fighting spirit in you there, I have to say. Most intriguing, and yet no surprise for someone born in hell itself. You come on out of there and tell me all about it. I'm a fellow student of death, you see.
So here is Ares. Some call him deaf to man, such as his murderous intent. And you have different, as you can see, rarities of boons. So this one changes the cast into this whirling blade.
Which path?
Let's go to the shop. And yeah, you can see what rewards you get for each room. The shop
Charon's
is
shop.
just available, and the shop is run.
The infernal wares of the Stygian boatman Charon lie sprawled about, available for sale to whomever would be willing to quench the boatman's great thirst for riches.
That would be me.
by Charon, which is, or Charon or Charon, who is a mystical boatman of the dead. He brings souls to Tartarus and other sections of hell.
Why, good to see you, Charon, mate. Just minding my own business, taking in the sights, and hey, what's that? You got some sort of wares for sale? Then I'll just have a look around.
You can get extra max HP, another boon, or some Dark Essence, I believe it's called, which will come into play later. I generally just always
Cheers,
buy
mate.
boons if I'm able to. Let's get more deflections.
Appreciate the backup.
You don't keep the gold after you die, so it's worth generally spending it whenever you get the chance. Let's pick up the gem, kill that, and use it. You also deal some additional damage for pushing enemies against walls or edges of cliffs.
Wonder where I can use this.
There are just like so many ways to play the game. The game is really good. In general, like, you basically try to find combos of boons that somehow help each other, or just focus on the type of attack you want to focus. So if you want to focus on just basic attacks, then you take different boons than if you want like focusing on your special or your cast. In general, it's always good to have at least one boon for every aspect of your character, just in general. And then Palms of Power allow you to upgrade one of your boons that you have. I honestly don't know like what are the best ways to play the game or the best boons to go for and stuff like that. At least in the sense that I haven't looked it up. I just kind of like, I have my favorites obviously, and generally you also later find the different weapons, so that tends to also influence my decisions. Like different weapons will, I'll have different preferred boons for different weapons I use. I wonder, I definitely not gonna be able to, but I wonder, there's got to be some sort of special interaction or something.
Power.
For like beating the game on your first try ever, like on the fresh save without any upgrades or anything. I'm definitely not gonna be able to do that, but I know a few people who will definitely try. Maybe not personally, but there's a few streamers or YouTubers that I know will try a thing like this. Most likely after the game comes out fully. This is still early access. I believe they don't really plan on making more changes to the game in early access. In the sense that the next big update they plan to release is going to be the full 1.0 release. For now they only like keep adding small changes or small fixes for whenever the community finds something that just like breaks the early access version. But I don't believe they have a plan for any more intermediary updates before the final release. So while I don't think there is a set date yet, it's basically the next thing to look forward to. I honestly even kinda just minutes before the stream
Beyond the present chamber lies the outermost perimeter of Tartarus, promising terrifying dangers far beyond the Underworld Prince's reckoning.
And I can reckon quite a bit. Good enough to eat.
Let's get this. Okay, let's press B for Bloom info, just because they ask us to. And this is our first boss.
Well, this is awkward.
Halt, Zagreus. Not one step further.
Come on, Meg. Haven't we had more than enough of each other by now? Besides, don't you have someplace else to be?
Your father sent me. All in all, I'd rather be on your bad side than his. Now you can turn back, like a good little man, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I'll have to go with the painful way.
A man after my own heart.
Well, let's go. Yep, already getting hit. Definitely not killing this boss. First try with no upgrades, no enhancements. And obviously I have boons, but the weapon is basic. I don't have any special traits which you get from upgrading with the black tears that we've collected. Yep, there I go. I'm definitely a bit too spammy. I panic a lot in these sorts of games.
Damn it.
But thankfully it's all part of the plan. In the end. Dying in...
Yes, carry on everyone, don't mind me.
Dying in... I keep wanting to say Souls-like. Roguelikes is just part of the game. This one is really entertaining in the fact that every time you die you can talk with a bunch of people set in the Greek mythology.
Welcome to the House of Hades, where... Wait, I know you. Guess that means you died out there, huh? Well, don't be sad, though. Pretty much everybody dies sometime.
Some of us more than others.
Back already.
And here is our pretty daddy.
Stupid boy.
Doesn't
I
like
told
us.
you nobody gets out of here, whether alive or dead.
Oh, that's
So
much.
how was your wanton ransacking of my domain?
Yeah, God of the Dead doesn't really like us all too much.
Greetings, Father. My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
Be on your way indeed. What do I care? You shall never reach the surface. Go. See for yourself.
I'll reach it eventually.
Infernal watchdog Cerberus regards the Underworld Prince with mixed emotions, from purest joy to deepest melancholy.
You watch over things for me, won't you, boy? You know I'd take you if I could.
And obviously the best feature of the entire game, you can
He's a
pet
good boy.
Cerberus.
Cerberus merely feigns concern for you.
Feels more authentic than my father, I guess.
You've returned. Good to see you, lad, despite the circumstances. Remember your training out there. The pain of death is but another obstacle.
And fear is for the weak. Take care, Achilles.
Yeah, so basically every time you die or accomplish something, there's new dialogue, character progression, there's later more stuff to help character
The
progression.
House of Hades, that dark and lavishly appointed lair of the Underworld's king, is home not just to him, but to his willful progeny.
You know I can hear you, old man.
have come home. Do not despair, child. Such setbacks are inevitable and may be overcome with effort and with time. Though, tell me, has the goddess Athena thus been true to her word?
She has, Nyx. I'm grateful that you put us into contact and explained to her the situation that I'm in. I know you took a considerable risk in reaching out.
It was the least that I could do. The Olympians shall make powerful allies, but reveal to them no more than they already know. For all our sakes.
I understand.
Okay, so can't go there yet. This is Zagreus' mother, the wife of Hades. If you know your Greek mythology, I'll just say you'll know more later.
Hey, Room.
Why this is the
I'm back.
case. And Nyx has given us a mirror.
The bedchambers of Prince Zagreus lie in a perpetual state of utter disarray, despite his lord and master of the house repeatedly insisting that he pick everything up.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad, is it?
Looks tidier than my room. So Nyx gave us a mirror that allows us
Night
to
and darkness guide me.
gain certain abilities. We also need the keys in order to unlock more abilities to purchase. For now, I will just go into Death Defiance, which allows us to restore back to half HP one time after we die for just 30. What's this currency? I guess I'll see in a moment. The next one requires us to have 500 currency. There's obviously later more ways to earn currency. I don't know. I don't think I can.
No use.
No fighting in the house. And we continue.
Okay.
So I can now use a key to unlock a weapon. I would much rather unlock one of those weapons. I really dislike the bow, to be honest. It's just completely not my playstyle.
There we go. Koranacht, the Heart Seeker. Let's deal some death.
Psst, over here.
What the? I can escape.
Nice place you got here, boyo. Name's Skelly, how's it going? But enough with the small talk already. I'm here to do a job. So let me have it. Give me everything you got.
I don't remember having you on payroll, mate. Who's your supervisor?
Oh, I'm not about to wrap my sources, pal. Just try and beat it out of me.
If you insist.
Basically, this is our training dummy.
Getting hurt.
Power shot and dash strike. Special. Yeah, not a big fan of the weapon. I guess it's fine, and there are probably some great builds to have with it, but I generally try to avoid it.
No turning back.
I don't think I've ever escaped with it. Then again, I only tried a few times.
Thunder. Is that?
Well,
Is this
hello,
really him?
Uncle.
Okay. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Greetings there, young man. Look, your father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
It's really charming how much character there is in every god. They're very adequate to their mythological base. All the boons in one way or another try to reflect the gods. Let's just go with attacks.
Lord Uncle Zeus lending his support. Never thought I'd see the day. Or night. Whenever.
Another
Composed
intractable.
of such innumerable, ever-shifting, interlocking chambers, The underworld of Lord Hades all but guarantees the dead shall there remain until the end of time.
Good thing I'm not dead.
Yep. If I'm like going over something or forgetting something, or you just want to hear about an aspect of the game that I just forget to mention, let me know either here or if you're watching this on the VODs uploaded to YouTube, then in the comments. I'll be happy to elaborate maybe in the next stream.
Over there.
Since I've played the game, there's some stuff which I just know and kind of like think is obvious. So I might miss talking about something that someone who hasn't played the game might be confused about or something.
Delicious.
Which also brings me to speak about something, which is I am most likely going to stop streaming Dungeons & Dragons Online. At least for now. I might come back to the game later. In terms of streaming, I'm going to be playing it still with my friends. It's just, I don't know, I'm not enjoying streaming that game as much as I did previously. I do have ADD, attention deficit disorder, and in gaming it basically causes me to lose interest in games fairly quickly. So like even streaming the same game for 2 hours is kind of unusual for me. I generally like jump between games every hour or so, which is also why I'm aiming to be more of a variety streamer than just attach myself to a single game, since even if I can imagine myself playing the same game for several months or years in general, I can't imagine streaming the same game like every day or even every week for months, years, whatever. So I definitely will be jumping between a couple of games. I have a bunch of games that I already know I want to stream.
What else?
Playing through. So for now, I think Hades is gonna take
It's gonna unlock something back home.
the regular D&D online streams.
Uh-oh.
Instead of playing D&D online, I will be playing Hades for streams. I might stream maybe with my friends sometime, or just come back to the game at a later point. But for now I just don't feel like streaming it, and I don't want to force it, honestly. So I decided that, again, it's both a blessing and a curse that I don't have much of a viewership at this moment, so it's not like I'll be losing suddenly 20% of my viewer base just because I switch games, since if there are any people who only watched me for my D&D online streams, it was like maybe 2 or 3 people.
That was revelry? People having a good time? Well, sure then. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I'll accept this message.
Yeah. I imagine Zagreus didn't have much time for fun.
Hey there, Zag man, how's it going? Look, you have got to get here with the rest of us already. We've been saving you a spot. Let me see what I can do. Make life a little sweeter for you in the meantime.
Dionysus, obviously. Let's see, your cast. This is Nectar. It's important to like creating and advancing relationships with all the different characters. I will definitely be going for it at some point. Right now, I'll just go for
Leave it to the god of wine to
damage
liven things up
and
around here.
in general. see how far I can take this. I don't remember how long it took me for my first win, or how long it even took me to just escape Tartarus for the first time. I think I beat the first boss on like try 4 or something. Despite my name, I'm really not that great at games in general. I tend to get good and stuff like that, all the memes, but like all the really hardcore stuff definitely isn't for me. Which is why probably on almost every stream I ever do, you'll see the casual play tag. Since I'm just looking to have fun, I'm not looking to stress about being super efficient and perfect. This is like a small shop. It's usually either an instant, very small thing or a temporary buff. I generally don't use those unless I really feel like I have to, like heal or something. Or I just have a ton of money and want some resource that's there, like the dark gems or keys or something. In general, I just skip them and save my money. Boons in the big shops are always 150 gold. Health is always 125. Other stuff is usually around 7500. So I tend to save up until I have at least 150, since there is a chance for multiple boons to appear in a single shop. So then having 300 gold is very helpful.
Coin from the dead.
It's also really nice that the traps become inert after you finish a room. Just conveniency that's nice. Like, they could have easily just gone for the difficulty hard-on and made it like, no, you always have to be careful what you do and stuff. But no, just, okay, you clear the room, have fun, just walk around, do what you want to do. Start using the fog since I got it. Basically the fog is first of all AoE damage, and then also has a chance every second, I believe, to stun briefly all enemies within the fog. Which is really nice. Ah yes, and then this is a kind of different kind of reward, we'll see in a moment.
Your Highness.
Hi there.
Hey, Princette. Must look like I'm slacking off with the old boulder here, but I was just getting back on my feet. The Fury Sisters don't often leave me be. Where'd they go, anyway? And, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just out on a little stroll is all. Do me a favor, though. You see the Fury Sisters, let them know I was headed down the way I came from, will you?
Oh, I'll let them know, all right. I hear you loud and clear, Your Highness. I'll just go about my business now, and you take care.
So yeah, even more characters from the Greek mythology. And you get either some health, you can get some darkness, or get some gold. At this point I'll just spam darkness, since I have a lot of traits I want to upgrade. It's just really cool for me. Like, I am a big fan of the ancient mythologies. Specifically, my favorite is definitely the Egyptian mythology, with Greek and Norse following it rather closely. So seeing this game is just cool. Like, all the lore, all the gods, the characters, just knowing their backstory and then seeing it like gamified, if you want to call it, like turned into a game mechanic, is really cool. And like I said, you can... I'll go for this. You can develop your relationships with them.
I'll pay for that.
Alright, let's see. Let's go for Hangover. Hangover is basically poison, which is apt, I guess. Let's get Palm of Power and increase the Hangover.
Got to say, you are a sight for sore eyes there, Charon. So, looks like you're selling. Is that it? You come to help me out?
Talkative fellow, isn't he?
Brilliant.
Yep. Nice chat. Let's get beat up again.
Oh, hello.
Ever stubborn, aren't you? Maybe my whip might make you reconsider whatever it is.
Your whip's not been all that persuasive in the past.
Sorry, I reflexively skipped.
Maybe persistence will pay off for both of us. Come then.
But I definitely do want to let all the dialogues through, at least for now. After a while, especially the gods giving you boons become a bit repetitive, so I'll probably start skipping those. But then there are some ways to trigger a special dialogue from them. Alright. I got them. Alright, time to screw up. I'm used to having 2 dashes on my other save, so usually getting out of those area of effects is far easier. Don't hit me, bro! Oh! Alright. I'm dead. I'm so dead. No, not happening this time either, unfortunately. Could maybe try... No! She's doing that again. Let's try this! Alright. I'm doing my best, but I'm literally one hit away from death. Yeah, and I'll just keep coming back again and again. That's how this game works.
Ah, cheers for that, Meg.
I'm not gonna blame it on the weapon, but I'm really not good with the...
Hypnos.
Good question.
Someone's at the desk next to the throne. Who's that sniveling shade to your immediate left there, Father? Already found someone new to do the busy work. And here I thought I was utterly indispensable.
That shade boy is my newly designated contractor. One whose responsibility is to work on this house. Though who shall pay for everything my subjects here demand, I do not know.
You're trying to guilt me into funding the exorbitant furnishings you desire.
Perhaps once we are finished with repairs for all the carnage you have sown throughout my realm, then we might finally have time for all the needed renovations that have piled up.
Nice.
Yep.
How you holding up, boy? Eating well lately? All 3 mouths full and happy?
Each terrifying maw of the infernal watchdog Cerberus responds affirmatively, one after the next, as if to reassure the ever-doubting prince.
You don't like it when I pet your other heads, huh? No.
Absurd. Denied.
Yeah, basically there is a... The animation is unfortunately always the same. Well, unfortunately, it's not that bad.
Keep at it, lad. I've known great men throughout my life, and I can always tell when someone's better than their circumstances. Fight like I'd fight out there.
I'll give them hell as you once did Achilles. Though doubtless many of the shades who stand against me first arrived in Tartarus because of you.
There is a set amount of interactions at first, which you can have every time you die.
Some sort of special offer for me, my good shade.
The contractor is basically both kind of unnecessary, just what do you call it? Customization. Like you can do some stuff around the house, buy some things, but then also the work orders actually help you on your journeys.
Work authorized. A fountain chamber in the depths of Tartarus sounds like an excellent idea.
Basically unlocking new ways to help you escape. And this also unlocks a new currency for us.
Darkness guide you, child. You have outgrown this house. Of that I am now certain. Should you return again here, I shall keep you safe.
I won't forget you, Nyx, I swear it.
What once was a small lounging area within the House of Hades now is sealed off, in utter shambles since the multi-headed Cerberus tore the space apart, mourning the missing prince.
Cerberus destroyed the lounge again?
Yeah, apparently he did. Let's see if we can buy anything. I think I'll immediately go for an extra dash. I'm too used to having 2 dashes to now like learn playing with 1 dash and then get back to being used to 2 dashes. And then I'll just do this to restore some HP every time we finish a chamber.
I should go.
You're pretty quick, you know, boyo. Just be sure to use that fancy dash of yours and keep them guessing. Don't let them catch you standing still.
Dash like mad instead of standing still. That's not the worst advice, I guess.
I don't have more gems to unlock keys
Blade of the
to
Underworld.
unlock new weapons, but I definitely
Oh, change your plan. I like it.
prefer just the basic sword over the bow. So until I get some more keys for the fancier weapons.
Looks like a Daedalus hammer.
Ah yes, this is one of the more fun upgrades. This isn't a god's boon, it's a hammer of Daedalus.
Enchantments for my weapon.
That, like, for the most part, just completely change an aspect of your weapon. Let's try just for dash strike. I'll be dashing a lot, I want to be hitting a lot.
Thank you.
So now our dash strike deals more damage and what else? And hits twice, so any on-hit effect will
Each
be...
time the prince delves back into the underworld, its ever-shifting chambers realign to frustrate his attempts to maybe map it out.
Built to ensure no one gets out. We'll see about that. Numbskulls.
So now I can, as you can see, dash twice instead. Before having to kind of stop, take a few steps, and I can dash again. The game is extremely mobile. It's very quick, fast-paced. At times to a ridiculous degree, honestly. But it's really fun. As far as roguelikes go, I generally like the genre, but there are few that, like, in a sense, this doesn't really do anything remarkably different. A lot of the mechanics and stuff here is fairly, like, basic and commonplace, but just it's very well made in its basics. It has a very good, in my opinion, and well-crafted story, which is honestly kind of rare for roguelikes. Generally, like, you can probably find dozens of good roguelikes that have next to no story. And this is definitely a game you can completely ignore the story if you wish to. But the story is very good, in my opinion. The characters are really good, like the characters you are meant to hate, you will hate. There are a few really adorable characters, there are a few people that you just naturally gravitate to becoming kind of friends.
I know of. Well, several really. Anyway, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
I heard about you. Look, I'm not like all the others on Olympus. The power of the hunt helps keep me company, so maybe it'll help you too.
Artemis is all about critical strikes, which deal extra damage, and also like hunting, seeking your enemies and stuff like that. Since we are already going into dash strikes, let's keep going for dash strikes.
I sure could use some company now that she mentions it. The power of the hunt sounds handy too.
So we'll try to create a really mobile build. I'm not sure, honestly, if all of the boons are available from the get-go, or if you have to unlock some of them. It's obviously kind of random which 3 you get to choose from. Well, kind of random, it is random. And like your staple upgrades are definitely gonna be the mirror ones.
Ready, lads?
Definitely. Yeah, the swing the pillars actually like rains down rocks that deal damage to enemies, which is really handy if there is like a lot of foes you want to deal with. Or just damage one foe from a kind of safe distance.
Anyone else?
Hey man, you've been having some bad run-ins with that Fury Megara. Is that her name? Now, isn't she a real firebrand? Maybe this'll help you out next time you meet.
Let's see. Let's just go for fog again.
Cheers to that.
And yeah, and like it's really nice that the characters usually tend to, in some way, not relate to, but reference your progress, or the last thing that killed you, or the last thing you unlocked or did. It's just, I don't know, like, it's, on the one hand, like, in terms of the game being a roguelike, it's not really a major thing you think about. But when the game is this well made, I think the details just make it a bit more special.
Fine day to you as well there, mate. Now let's have a look at your supplies, shall we? Should be useful.
Bones.
I see the Pilgrim of the Underworld has found the means to reach you with my blessing, nephew. Such strange alliances we forge these days.
Sorry if you can hear my cat. He's annoyed that I'm paying attention to the game and not him. Let's go for attacks.
Thunder and lightning.
And let's see about getting something from Ares.
Pests.
Ouch. Random traps.
Next.
Yeah, in general the game is really well made in its basics, and then just adds really nice story, very cool characters and stuff like that. To just...
Did you happen to know, my kin, that you have slain more than 100 foes since you began your quest? You have, for I am keeping count, and I am most impressed.
I'm kinda sad he doesn't mention this again anywhere later, at least to my knowledge. It'd be fun to like get another count at like 1,000 or 10,000 or something. Since you're gonna be killing a lot of foes on your way out of hell. Let's see. After slaying a foe, my next attack or special deals damage, so that's just one-time bonus. Or special that inflicts doom. Doom basically deals another damage, a bit of damage after a delay. I'll take it.
Power, Lord Ares. Maybe I'll get out of here yet.
I'll have to remember to try and weave in some special strikes every now and again. Yeah, so that, like, it creates this red dagger over the enemy's health bar, and after a brief delay it stabs them. Keep getting hit by traps, because I'm bad in the game. So yeah, like I said, I'll probably do like maybe one more run after this one, and then I'll be finishing the stream. I didn't really mean to stream a lot today. I just wanted to stream a bit since I had the evening free and wanted to start a new series, kind of a bit, explain a bit that with me stopping streaming Dungeons and Dragons for a while.
Gemstones.
Yeah, so I need gemstones for the renovations back at the contractor. We unfortunately don't have that much gold to do fun stuff, so let's just go for health and see if we can maybe defeat Mega this time.
Can't get rid of me, Meg.
And there you are again. Lord Hades ought to lock you up rather than let you run amok in his domain like this.
I'm sure he'd welcome all this feedback from you, Meg. Or maybe you're just pining for my father's job.
I have no envy for your father's position. Besides, I happen to enjoy my own responsibilities.
Yeah, so with double dash it's way easier to escape her attacks, which hopefully will mean like, obviously I am trying to defeat her, and will try to actually, defeat her this time. She does have a second phase, sort of. Like, the bosses in this game are really cool in the sense that most of them either have two phases or just gain extra attacks or abilities as you damage them. So she has this AoE attack after you reach like a quarter of her health. Ouch, not doing well. And she like spawns more and more, and also more dangerous enemies every other quarter of her health, I believe. Oh, that's not the trick of her. Let's run. I want my gem. Where's my gem? Where's my gem? Oh yeah, she does this. This is really dangerous and annoying. Although with well, there goes my extra life. Although with deflection, you can use it against her, blowing those projectiles back at her and doing damage.
The ancient blood.
Alright, we defeated our first boss. There are a few things that could
Achilles might know what to do with this.
make some people a little apprehensive about the game. For one, the bosses are always the same. It's always... I mean, okay, I don't want to say that. There's a set low amount of bosses per stage that you complete. This is a shrine where you can sacrifice a boon for some gold. I rarely use those, honestly. And then... Ooh, this would be nice. But we definitely don't have 200 gold. Let's just save up, see if we can get another boon, maybe.
Never been this far.
Check.
Basically, the progression of the game is to defeat
Now we're getting somewhere.
each
The once verdant plains of Asphodel are now engulfed in scintillating flame, having been flooded by the river Phlegethon, whose hideously superheated contents could bring death swiftly even to those resistant to most heat.
I'm only flame resistant, not flame proof.
Yeah, so we now enter a stage where there's a lot of lava, and standing in lava will deal damage, surprise surprise, but it also does so for most enemies. There are some enemies that are either resistant or simply float, so they aren't technically in lava, will be damaged by it, which kind of makes sense, obviously. You can stand in it for a brief moment before it starts damaging you, so it's not super dangerous. And it's also not like an insta-death, it takes away fairly low amounts of damage, but it is a very stupid way to lose health, to be honest. And over time, if you're not careful, it can stack up, so it's definitely not a good idea to just stand in lava. For now, let's just go for health.
Get me out of here. Burn fingers.
Although, while I did say that there's not a huge variety of bosses, but you later enter a separate kind of stage of the game where you can choose several
All clear.
let's say like additional modifiers for the game, one of which is additional techniques for the bosses. So for one, there is a low variety of bosses, but also the bosses do change a bit if you progress in the game enough. Yeah, Gorgons unsurprisingly turn you to stone if you let them hit you, which you shouldn't. Again, a really fun thing to have Deflection, since it does work on enemies. They are also floating, so lava doesn't affect them.
Nectar.
And here we have our first bottle of nectar.
Who should I give this to?
Nectar is basically a collectible which you can give to any character to improve your relationship with them and move forward a little side plot. Basically every character in this game has a sort of side plot to it. And also for the first nectar you give each character, you also gain an item that you can use in your game, in your runs, to basically have a better time. Think of it like kind of runes or something. It's called an heirloom. That was stupid. And basically it gives you some... It works like kind of a free boon, I guess. You can think of it that way. You basically gain a permanent boon of your choice. There's a bunch of them to choose from. They upgrade as you wear them and complete encounters, which is really neat. Some are obviously better than others. Again, I've never looked up which is the best or anything like this. I have my favorite, obviously.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Let's see. Oh, there's a bug. We have our first on-stream bug, everyone. One. Your attack special and cast deal more damage. Nice. Your doom effects deal more damage but takes longer to activate. And again, strange font here. And your different doom effects deal more damage when applied multiple times. I like that. Let's get some extra health, I guess.
Wait, Magus.
Generally, the basic progression of the game is to attempt to escape with every weapon, and every time you kill a boss for the first time with a weapon, you gain a unique kind of resource or drop. It's always the same for each stage, so every time you finish Tartarus with any weapon you will get the Titan's Blood, for example. But in general, yeah, you just try to escape with every weapon to unlock more of these unique materials. Where's this final guy? Am I blind? I see. Oh, is here somewhere? Stop jumping! Come here.
Much better.
Alright, let's get another key. I really want more keys to unlock more weapons. The sword is cool, but it's definitely not my favorite weapon. It's good, but there are weapons I like more. And there are arguably better. The sword isn't bad by any means. I don't have... Oh, I got that. I looked down to see my cast gem and noticing that I didn't have one got me shot. You also gain like these little pop-ups saying like lava kill, trap kill. I don't believe they matter in the grand scheme of things. I believe there might be a statistic at the end of the run if you manage to escape, but I don't think like you gain anything for doing those specifically. And another death, but now we should have enough keys to unlock any weapon,
right,
so that'll probably be my last run for tonight.
Welcome back. It's usually pretty quiet keeping watch over the pool of sticks back there, but it's sure been busy lately. Why, somebody else came through just earlier. You should have seen the look on my face when it wasn't you.
Glad to keep things interesting.
Yeah, so now you can gift the nectar to an NPC.
Achilles, sir. I got a relic of some sort out there. A globule of ancient blood which formed after I fought with Megara. Is this really the Titan's blood I found?
As far as I know, yes, lad, that it is. Though whose exactly, I'm not so sure. You'd best hang on to it and keep it safe. Your weapons, they shall thirst for it and drink it up. Not yet, perhaps, but soon.
Well, I wasn't about to drink it.
The Titan's Blood is actually a resource you need to upgrade your weapons.
Father,
and
what happened to the lounge? The only place for anyone to have a little fun around here, and you seal it shut.
Oh, I had little choice about that, boy. You see, after you fled the first time, Cerberus, why, he was very much upset. Utterly tore the place to shreds. It's now under repair. All thanks to you.
You're really blaming me for not minding the dog while I was out and while you all were here.
I lay the blame entirely upon you, yes. Who else? It's fortunate that Cerberus has calmed himself since then. Come to his senses, I should say. May you yet come to yours.
Yeah. So yeah, we can or at least I think we'll be able to get the lounge fixed soonish. For now, let's just... Infernal Troves are really cool.
Chambers of the underworld ought to be a little livelier with this.
they're kind of like very small challenge chests. You activate them, and there is a bit of... You have to kill some enemies before the timer runs out.
You have encountered setbacks within Asphodel, have you not, child? The bloodless shades residing there are eager to bring death to any form of life. Beware of their infernal power.
They'd better beware of me.
The prodigal son returns. Everyone's saying I went easy on you, Zag.
Don't worry, Meg. I eventually managed to get home the painful way after all.
Look, I have a reputation to uphold. You get past me again like that, you best go all the way. Now leave me be and don't think you're gonna be so lucky next...
Gods. Must be on my means. Feeling good.
Shadow Presence means we deal extra damage from behind, so that's nice. There's also a fun thing where I'm not sure about the lore. I honestly don't remember a character called Zagreus in the Greek mythology, but apparently in this game there is a kind of meme slash ongoing thing that, as you can see, his feet are on fire, and it's actually because lore-wise he's said to never be able to sit still, and you can literally not sit in the game.
Who needs sleep?
Who needs sleep? You can't sit, you can't relax on like sofas. He makes
Haven't moved a muscle.
He makes retorts about it, like if you upgrade the lounge with extra chairs, he says, "Ah yes, more comfortable seating I'll never use," or something like that.
Hades is kept neat and orderly, in contrast to the terrifying sprawl that lies beyond.
It's not that orderly, really.
Alright, let's unlock this weapon.
Open up. Aegis, Shield of Chaos. Lend me your power.
I really like this weapon for two reasons. It's basically, in my opinion, a better sword. You can defend yourself. You block projectiles and attacks in this direction you are charging, and then you can also actually use it to charge. And also you can throw the weapon to deal ranged damage, and it bounces against walls and enemies. Alright, let's give the gift to our Skelly friend here to show you what the nectar does. Let's give...
For you, mate. Thought you might get a kick out of this.
For me, pal? Awful nice of you, just awful nice. But guess what? I got this for you. Tit for tat, you understand? A deal's the deal.
Cheers, mate.
There we go. We'll check this out in a moment. Let's
you know
talk.
something, boyo? I think you could do a real number on one of these columns, holding up this place and bring the whole thing down in just a few swipes. Boom, boom, boom. And hate to be standing near one of them if you did.
Skelly here is basically...
Wreck my father's finely crafted architecture every chance I get. That I can do for sure.
Outside of being just a dummy to hit and train against and test your weapons, he's also kind of a tutorial guy. He explains a bit of quite a few mechanics to you when you chat with him. And now we have the Lucky Tooth, which is a keepsake. I said they're heirlooms, they're keepsakes, my bad. You can equip it, automatically restore 50 HP when your life total is defeated. I am sorry about that one. And after you defeat 25 encounters with it equipped, it upgrades.
Darkness, give me strength.
It's basically an extra life. And every NPC has a thing they give you. You can also give it to...
It's got to be. Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Ahoy there, little Hades. You recognize your uncle, do you not? We've a lot of catching up to do, but first things first. You get yourself out of that dour underworld. As for me, I'll see if I can stir things up a bit to cover your advance.
Yeah, there's a bunch of puns, wordplay.
Looks like I caught a big one. power of the seas should be of help.
It's really fun in general. Obviously, I already know what most of the keepsakes do, so I'll be going for the ones I like the most first, probably. Giving more nectar to the same person doesn't give you more keepsakes or upgrade the keepsakes or anything like that. It just basically improves your relationship and moves your story and dialogue with the character forward.
Uncle Zeus.
I'd ask you to offer my respects to your Lord Father, Zagreus, but I suspect you won't have such a chance anytime soon, considering how far you'll come with my support.
We'll see about that. 2 epics boons, that's nice. The rarity of the boon basically just improves it, kind of like levels do, but higher rarity boons also become better with improved levels. So it's like twofold. It's better at the start and it always gets more better as you improve it than a normal boon would.
Hello, Lord Ares.
You have the Shield of Chaos, Aegis. Quite unlike the one my good sister Athena likes to flash around. You have much better taste.
Your special inflicts doom, that's actually nice. My special is throwing my shield, so I have to start doing that. The only negative is you can't...
Hello, sir.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Prince, I heard you showed that Fury sister the what for. Is that the truth? Might explain why I've been left here to my own devices for a change.
I don't think she'll be out of commission for very long. She'd best find you mining that boulder, though at least you managed to catch a break for now. Be seeing you, Sisyphus.
And for now we're just taking more darkness.
Good choice.
Cheers, mate.
Within the depths of Tartarus reside the most wretched of all the shades who linger for eternity within the underworld, whose lord and master is especially unkind to those attempting to cheat death.
Lots of wretchedness to go around, I guess.
Careful.
Tombstone. Just great.
I got them. Yeah, the boon from...
One less giant evil crystal.
Sometimes I have to wonder, man, what's going through your head? I mean, I know you hear me and the others, but it's so damn dark down there, I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, so here's a hint toward a little something. Even more festive fog? I guess, it's good.
Time to feast.
The boons, most of the boons from Poseidon are honestly kind of hit or miss. Like the extra knockback lets you really throw your enemies against the wall and deal extra damage, but it also pushes them back, so you have to like keep up with them. This is a really fun room because you get 2 boons.
One of them's going to be mad.
But you have to choose which one you want first, and then you have to fight the room
Congratulations, you made the right choice.
while the other god is angry with you. Let's do this.
A disappointing choice, my kin. And there are consequences to such choices every single time.
Yeah, so she's gonna be mad for me, at me for a bit. I just have to kill everything. Well, as you can see, there are some extra things floating about, which basically deal damage. It's really nice that the depending on the choices. Every god has their own modifier that they add to the room.
Your slight against me is already forgotten, for I was more than pleased to witness such a monstrous show of force.
And then they're back helping you, which again, as I said, ends with you getting 2 let's take this extra doom damage. Let's keep getting more keys. I want to unlock everything as soon as possible.
Bolt.
Oh yeah, this room. So Hades will just keep sending insane amounts of enemies for us, and we just have to survive. Don't really have to kill everything, but obviously if you don't kill anything, it's gonna really overwhelm you very quickly. But again, it might actually be a kind of fun challenge to try and do those rooms without actually killing anything. I wonder if the enemies actually would stop spawning at a point, or if does the game see that you have 50 enemies on your screen, or does it not care? It just keeps adding more enemies. Especially with a shield, it would be possible since, like I said, you can actually block with this.
There.
Let's get for some more boons for now. I find that more often than not it's better to get more boons than upgrade the ones you have, unless you have a few very good, powerful boons. God damn it. Which, like, if you have, I don't know, there is one boon that applies poison on your basic attacks. That's one I would say is very good to upgrade as soon as possible. God damn it. Maybe some of the ones that just increase your damage. And yeah, there are also duos, so if you have already boons from 2 sources, then you have chance of a chance to find a duo boon, which basically combines 2 gods for a special effect. That is good, but I like this, since I have the knockback.
Poseidon's strength.
So I will be knocking enemies into the wall rather frequently. So some extra damage in that game playstyle is always nice.
Hidden talents.
Hold special to charge your throw for up to 400 extra damage, that's nice. After your special hits, your next 2 attacks deal extra damage, or your special deals 50 damage to force around you when you catch it. I'll go for this. With my current setup, I should be mixing my basic attack and special anyway, so let's lean into that playstyle.
Charon's shop.
Yeah, let's get the boost of Zeus. Boon of Zeus. What did I say? Boost? Boost of Zeus? Jolt. Victim's neck attack self-inflicts lightning damage that harms nearby foes. I like that. And also let's heal up a bit.
Hey, good to see you out here, mate. Looks as though you've got some fine wares up for sale, don't you?
Good talk. Good talk. And as you see, we are again fighting for...
I'm here, Meg.
Well, Zag, any last requests this time before I send you home?
Let's see, how about a swift and painful death? Would that be possible?
Be cheeky all you like. You'll get exactly what you asked, and nothing more.
Got myself open. Scratch.
Yeah, and in general, like you can see, like I like this weapon a lot. Like block. It's honestly a little overpowered in the right circumstances, but honestly I don't care one bit. Yeah, so with this weapon I'll be far more comfortable, honestly. Let's keep jumping around her, do some more damage, and dead. See? Easy. And yeah, we get another Titan Blood. If we would have defeated her again with the sword, we would instead gain a bunch of the
some sort of power, but for what?
Dark, the dark gems. I
Don't mind me, Farmer.
want anything from there.
I'll just go on. Good.
So yeah, repeating the same bosses.
Within the suffocating heat of Asphodel reside the vast majority of those who lived upon the earth and died. There they persist until the end of time.
Or until I crush their bones to dust.
What was I talking about? Yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, right. With every... whenever you defeat the same boss with the same weapon, you just gain some...
The place is crawling with these.
With some extra darkness, or whatever that currency is called.
Sweet nectar.
And after, I believe you have to escape once, at least, to unlock what's called a Pact of Punishment. It basically lets you apply modifiers for...
Onward.
Until you hit a threshold of like difficulty points. Yeah, these you have to bait into dropping down on you, and then attack once they're down.
Who dies next?
There you saw some lava damage. As I said, it's not terrible, but it does quickly stack up if you're not careful. And after you hit like a threshold of difficulty points, by choosing enough modifiers, you unlock like a new tier where you can again gain the special materials for every win you gain with a specific weapon. That's basically how you gain some of the rare materials. The common ones are obviously just gotten through clay and found in every run you do. I'm going bad.
Good.
Alright, honestly, let's increase the jolted damage. Yeah, this looks
good. They must have lots of these upon Olympus.
Yeah, and now I can activate the Trove, Infernal Trove, to gain up to 25 gems, because I have to kill all the new enemies
and stop this meddler
that will spawn. And the quicker I do it, the more I'll get. The longer I take, the less gems I'll be given. There we go. 17, not bad.
Now to collect.
I don't have enough gold to go and really get anything worthwhile from the shop, so I'm just going for a straight up boon with a mini-boss.
Ready when you are, Barge of Death.
Or not? I didn't think the Barge of Death is by its own a mini-boss. And I know the like skull on the room door means a mini-boss. God damn it! The blue gems are really annoying because they like pulse with this energy that basically makes all other enemies invulnerable for a short while.
In the name of Hades. I can switch to a different boon.
Yeah, sometimes you do get a boon for the same thing, and then you have to switch. You have like 4 slots for each of your offensive ability: your dash, attack, special, and cast. And once you have all of them filled, finding a new one of the same thing will just replace your stuff. This one is kind of tempting since it's heroic, so it's very powerful. But I don't want to really switch it. I have another boon that synergizes well with the knockback from this boon, so I'll keep with that. I will take just straight up damage to everything I do. And the stream is getting a bit on the longer side. It might turn out I actually stream the same amount I usually would. Although I don't think it will go for that long. Okay, yeah, the game, like I said, the game does get a bit hectic later on. I'm not too great at that. I generally start to just flail. I'm not paying attention too much to the stuff that I definitely should and could take into account.
Weapon back at home.
Let's go for another boon. This is Hermes, I believe. Hermes, in my opinion, and from what I understand most other players, has a fairly uninspiring set of boons. But there is one which I really like, and in general it's kind of like, they're not bad per se, just not necessarily what you want. You'll see in a moment.
Almost like a batwing. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Hey boss, found you. Good. Hermes, at your service. Pleasure. You are the talk of Olympus. Normally I wouldn't get mixed up, but for you, I'll be making an exception. Now come on, we both got places to be.
Yeah, he generally talks really fast, and I believe he has like a special interaction if you keep skipping him really quickly and then let him talk after some time. So yeah, this one is decent, although like actually getting this to activate is fairly tricky, and enemies don't really deal that much damage to you generally, at least in the early stages, so the 40% isn't really that much. This is nice, the sooner you can get it, and this is also just in general quite good. I'll just go with gold.
Appreciate the lift, Lord Hermes, sir. Now let's go.
Immediately goes to spend the gold, but is this the boss already? Yep, this is the next boss. That might actually change what I take. In that case, I'll take the Pom and just take even more damage and take the health, because if I took the boon I wouldn't be able to afford the health.
Having
didn't traverse the flaming river Phlegethon to gain this vantage point, relentless Zagreus must now confront a foe of unimaginable savagery, who lies ahead, awaiting patiently its time to strike.
Way to spoil the surprise, old man.
Yeah. Alright. Let's face our second boss. I don't want to brag, I feel fairly secure defeating the Hydra, but I obviously start immediately taking damage, so we'll go with that. Yeah, every third of her health she goes invincible and summons a bunch of her heads. Which all have different abilities, and you have to defeat the heads before you can actually resume damaging the main head, which is the one you have to kill. Fairly straightforward, but kinda tricky at the same time, especially since the second time around at the last third of her health, she summons a lot of heads. Let's just say. I think there's like 6 or 8. Basically the first time she only summons in half the spots that the heads can spawn in. And it's random which spots the heads occupy. But the second time she just fills every spawn point for the heads with a head. Right, those are red. I'm feeling good about this. Yep, go on and punch him. I'm fine. Ouch. That's fine. Just die. Whew. Alright, there we go.
No more heads.
If you can't tell, this is my favorite weapon, honestly.
Should fetch me something good back home.
It's funny that Zagreus actually like kind of low-key acknowledges he'll likely not escape this time with a comment like that. Like he knows it's worth gathering stuff
Don't think I've gone this
to use back home.
Clear.
Now this is probably one of the most annoying stages.
The Fields of Elysium.
Yeah, Fields of Elysium.
The rare heavenly splendors of Elysium, reserved for only the most great of mortal souls, spread forth luxuriantly all about the fire-stepping prince.
Luxuriantly? Really?
Let's go for some health, actually.
Right sword. That eyeball, is that him?
Basically, here there's this type of enemies that after you kill them, this eyeball pops out, and you have to kill it too, because it travels towards weapons left behind by its body and body of others like it. Fucking damn it. And if you don't, it actually resurrects into the guy that originally used that weapon. The traps here start to really deal some serious damage as well.
Chariots.
The chariots are bloody annoying, especially for melee weapons, which in general I prefer. But for chariots, it's really good to be able to do something from range, because they just charge at you. Which is, again, kind of why the shield is definitely my favorite weapon, because it has both close-up damage and ranged attacks, and then also you can defend, which I'm not really showcasing that well, but you can save yourself quite a lot of health by blocking attacks. if you're good enough in this place. And yeah, these are just a nightmare to deal with. Really good, I'm able to destroy them in basically one hit. You know, not technically one hit, really. Since the Doom effect has to trigger, but I don't have to like try and kite it. Elysium is honestly like the halfway difficulty spike. If you start regularly, if you can understand what I just said, going through Elysium, you're gonna be fairly fine in the next stages of the game. It's just the switch from Tartarus and Asphodel to Elysium that's a little like a harsher difficulty curve. Alright, I will be finishing the stream for today. This is a bonus stream, as said. Didn't mean to even go this long, to be honest. As I mentioned, I will not be streaming Dungeons & Dragons Online anymore, at least for the foreseeable future. I will still stream in general. Most likely I will be now streaming Hades, as before, every Saturday and Sunday, 4 PM to 6 PM GMT. You can change that to whatever your local time zone is, and you can find all of my old and recent stream archives uploaded to my YouTube channel, Gameplay Dragon Horde, which you can find the link to in the About page for this stream. I will be seeing you this Saturday. I don't think I'll be able to do any extra bonus streams this week anymore, so I will see you on the weekend, hopefully, and do check out my channel if you want to see what I got around to with Dungeons & Dragons Online until now. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you in a few days.